Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Happy Monday! Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing very, very well. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen and see how we are looking today. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Hope everyone is doing very well on this fantastic Monday. This manic Monday. This money Monday. I suppose I should stay on brand and use the adjectives that we're using for the stream descriptors, you know? Try and be as on brand as possible. Try and be that corporate phallus that everyone loves. Everyone knows and loves. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We are streaming today on Monday, even though I said on Friday that I would not. I just couldn't bear to be apart from you guys for even one moment longer. That's how that worked. That's how that worked. I just couldn't, you know, I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't stomach being away from you guys from Friday till Wednesday, so we had to sneak one in there. What's up, Ryoku? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Sis, my man? How you doing? Yes, we are live on X, we are live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitch. Matt, my man, with the repost. Let's go. We love the repost. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. What's up, Cyclone? Good to see you. Old friend in the chat. Yes, what's up, Film Ninja? How you doing? We are live on YouTube, indeed. Sis in the YouTube chat as well. What's up, Mexican? Mexican Mass. Happy Monday. Happy Monday is right, man. First time in the chat. Hopefully not the last time, am I right? Anybody want to tell me what is going on with BTC? Well, we're going to figure that out. We're going to jump into the charts in about 5 minutes and figure all that out. How you doing, Nish? Good to see you, bro. Hope you had a good weekend. What's up, Sep? GM, sir. What's up, Veslin, my man? How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. What's up, Zero G? How are we doing? Follow stream will save the bulls. Exactly, Film Ninja. What's up, Passenger Peter, my man? How you doing? What's up, Sawyer? GM. What's up, Beerlack? The unexpected chud appeared. Yes, I said that I wouldn't be streaming on Monday. I tricked you all. I decided to throw one in there because it has been too long. This would have been the third Monday in a row that I didn't stream. So while I am putting all of my efforts and focus into the new trading syllabus, I don't think that's a good excuse for missing three Monday streams in a row. So we're gonna do it all. We're gonna stream today and we're gonna do 12 hours of work on the syllabus. What's up, PWP? Help us read order flow. So interestingly enough, I just finished module 8 of the trading syllabus, which is auction market theory, and so much of it bleeds and informs module 9, which is order flow. Now, module 9 is an interesting one for me because I don't personally trade order flow, but I have been reading more and more about it in order to not to get into a position where I'm writing the entire thing, because I think that would be silly for me to write a module of the syllabus about a trading style that I don't personally use and haven't personally used. But I have Osbra and Luke are going to help with that module, and I want to be in a position at least to review and kind of offer my thoughts on it. That's basically it, and it's a good thing because it means that I'm coming from a position of relative novelty, you know, relatively new order flow trader, so I can look at things and say, well, actually that doesn't make sense to me, or actually this should be explained in a different way, etc., etc. But it's interesting, so much of it is just auction market theory concepts through a different lens, which is interesting for sure. Now module 8 is probably fire. It's probably the most interesting one I've done so far, but that's probably because it's so different from the first module is quite separate. It's because it's just an introduction, but then modules like 2 to 6 are all kind of covering the same broad price action concepts. You know, you have liquidity and efficiencies, supply demand, support resistance, market structure, and to me that they're kind of grouped together, whereas auction market theory, you're looking at the same stuff, you know, but it's really from a different perspective, which I fucking love. Very interesting. What's up, Kitty on Fire, my man? Been a while. I think we're going lower. I do personally, as covered many times last week and in weeks previous. What's up, Marquise? Good to see you. What do I use? I mostly use price action. I would say I'm 80% price action, and then I use some some auction market theory, some basic volume profile stuff, and some very basic order flow. I use order flow for babies. Order flow for dummies, right? How you doing, passenger? What's up, Sawyer? GM. Pransha Crypto with the repost. Let's go. Appreciate it, my man. You get confetti. That's what you get. You get confetti. I bought the book you recommended, Markets and Profile. Not an easy read for a non-native speaker, but it's really interesting. It is really interesting. That's interesting that you that you're reading it as a non-native. I guess that's something I take for granted, even though English isn't my native language. It's my first language, but not my native language. Hope you're well, kitty. But yeah, I could appreciate how it would be quite a high-level read. The thing about auction market theory is, like, if you haven't like read it before, if you just read it for the first time, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Because I know when I first got into trading, and this is a story I told last week, when I first got into trading, like my very first foray into like technical analysis, I would say like in my first week or first 2 weeks, I stumbled across Abe Trade stuff on volume profiles and market profiles, and I read it and I was like, it's interesting, but I have no fucking idea what's going on. You know, because it's quite like, I think it's harder to grasp than like price action is pretty simple. It's like price go up, price go down, price react with certain elements that are already on the chart, whereas volume profiles, like, you need to kind of understand what's actually happening on like a slightly deeper level, which is that's not easy for a beginner to grasp. What's up, Finchy? Good to see you, bro. Been a while. One thing to read and another thing to understand. That's correct. Yeah, there's some great examples in Module 8, which hopefully will make a lot of sense to you when you read it. Like as to what an auction actually is and how value actually manifests and how price and time inform, you know, what price is doing and what the chart is doing, what it's likely to do. You know, all these concepts like acceptance and auctioning and facilitating trade, you know, they're all very interesting when examined under that AMT. Are we doing a prediction? Yes, we can do a prediction. We can do a prediction. Give you guys 15 minutes. Start the prediction. Bullish or bearish? New York Open. Give you guys 15 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. We're doing chart requests. Yes, we are. Loved what you shared recently about volume migration. Love that concept. Yes, it is. It's very cool. It's very cool. What's up, Micro Sailor? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Harabon? How you doing, sir? Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Exactly. What's up, Crypto Catalyst? Hey, man. Good to see you again. What's your take on LIT? I'll look at LIT. That's one of those charts I want to look at today, actually. Yeah. My short take is very disappointing. And confusing to me because I thought it would be a runner. I thought it would be a runner this quarter for sure. Oh, Vest. Yeah, we'll get into that. I'll jump into the charts in a second. It's definitely a beauty when you combine VF and OF and support and resistance. VF. Order flow. What's VF? Auction market theory. Yeah. VF, VP, volume profile? VF, volume something, I'm guessing. Volume flow, order flow. For betting on predictions, you do need to join Twitch. That is correct. Ready for liquidation maxing. And I'm also doing the liquidity module at the moment. And that's super interesting because I always like getting into what liquidity actually means from like a price dynamics point of view, right? Because like if you read like strict ICT or strict strict price action guys, they're like, oh, liquidity, like you're waiting for those stops to get ran, you're waiting for, you know, the market makers to hunt your stops. And it's actually more complicated than that. That's one part of it for sure, but it's actually to do with order clusters, and it's to do more with high order activity at certain levels, right? So like when price, let me jump into the charts and I'll explain this a little bit better. So like when people are like, oh, we need to, you know, because this fucking happens all the time, right? Is you'll get highs like this and price. Oh my god, why is this dragging, bruh? I just restarted my machine. There should be no, sometimes it just does this, right? You know, you're always talking about getting these highs run and then you get the reaction. The reason for that, it's not just stop losses, but it's also like trapping breakout traders above the high. It's also triggering take profit orders above the high. And it's also, it's activity, right? Because like, as we all know, like the market is always trying to facilitate trade, right? The market is always trying to facilitate that two-way auction process. That's one of the fundamental tenets of auction market theory. Always trying to facilitate as much business as possible. And a lot of that business is going to occur below or above those highs because that's where traders want to get active, because it's where stop losses are. It's where take profit orders are. It's where resting limit orders are for, and again, I'm using this very, very loosely, where institutional players fill large orders. Now that's not necessarily true, but where bigger players fill their orders, right? Because that's where the liquidity is. And it's also where breakout traders jump into the trade, then get caught offside and have to close the trade when price runs against them, and that adds fuel to the fire. Now that's not technically liquidity as we know it, because liquidity, as we all know, like, you know, you split the order book into two types of orders. There's limit orders and market orders. Limit orders facilitate liquidity. Limit orders provide liquidity. They're resting liquidity in the order book, and market orders take liquidity, right? That's why you have maker and taker orders, right? Liquidity is provided by limit orders, and liquidity is taken from the order book by market orders. So it doesn't really make sense to say, oh well, breakout traders getting trapped create liquidity, because they don't. They take liquidity out of the market. But actually, in terms of like actually what moves the market and what moves price, they actually do kind of facilitate that liquidity process, because when you get a move up here, right, you get this move, a lot of breakout traders are going to jump in. They're going to jump in. They're going to jump in. They're going to expect this breakout move, right? They're going to market enter. They're going to market long up here, and they're going to get trapped when price comes down here, right? And you hear about this all the time, like trap delta at the high or trap delta at the low. That's what the order flow guys say. But the mechanics of it is very simple. Is these guys get caught on the wrong side of the trade, and when price moves against them, they're either liquidated or they're forced to close, or else their stop losses are triggered. And what that does is it adds fuel to the move down. Now that's not technically liquidity, because a lot of the times those guys are market entering and they're market exiting. Where's the liquidity there? Those are not limit orders. They're not providing liquidity. But in terms of how the markets actually move, and in terms of how price actually moves, they are kind of providing liquidity, because they're facilitating the move through aggressive market orders. And that's just so fucking interesting to me, because again, that's not how I understood it originally. But when you get into the mechanics of it, you're like, oh, actually that makes a ton of fucking sense. So yeah, some very interesting things happening at the moment in terms of like how I understand and conceptualize the markets based on what I'm writing and studying and researching for this syllabus. Mexican Mass, appreciate the follow, sir. And volume profile, yes sir, exactly. VP, exactly. What's up? What's up, Chroma Trading? Good to see you in the chat. Stops are such a scam. Yeah, well, I mean, this is something that everyone in this chat will have experienced at one time or another, right? Is getting stopped out. Getting stopped out before price moves in your direction. Tell them exactly what your liquidation is. Exactly. What's up, DK? Good to see you, bro. What's up, Hash? What's up, Not For Ya? Good to see you, lads. Good to see the lads in the chat, huh? The way you just explained it made it click in my brain. I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that, because that's exactly how it felt for me, man. It was like 3 a.m. I was writing and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, yes. The way that we learned it, like, the more you get into it, the more you realize, like, ICT is fucking great. Like, price action concepts are great as the first block. What's actually happening is a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more detailed. And I'm not saying like, yeah, ICD is fantastic for like that initial kind of like surface level understanding, but adding like 2 or 3 more layers and you have this fantastic like holistic kind of all-encompassing understanding. And when I say all-encompassing, I don't mean like it's still educated gambling at best, right? But at least you have a little bit of a better understanding as to the mechanics involved, right? What's up, Swanks? Good to see ya, brah. DK with the 5 stream streak. Let's go. What's up, Zama? Yeah, exactly. Some knowledge sharing on a Monday. 5 wave. I don't actually know much about Elliott Wave. If I'm honest, no, I'm not closed off to it, but I don't know too much about it. You were in Delulu for a long time. What maker and taker means in this sense. Thanks for making it clear. Yeah, that's basically it, man. Liquidity is just, well, I mean, again, the very basic, the actual basic like trading concept dictionary definition of liquidity, you know, for our purposes. Liquidity is just like how much of a quantity of something you have available to buy and sell. Like that's what it means in the broader financial sense. But for the purposes of price action trading, it just means resting limit orders in the order book, right? That's why we say limit orders are maker orders, because they make liquidity, and market orders are taker orders, because when you have, you guys know how order books work, and let me see if I can find a order book. Yeah, can I do this? That's a little bit complicated. Can I do this? Yeah, you guys, like, this is basically how an order book works. Is like, you have a bid, which is the buy side, you have an ask, which is the sell side, right? So you have all these limit orders sitting in the book, right? And likewise, you have all these limit sell orders sitting in the book, right? And current market price is somewhere between them, right? And that's the spread, which is the difference between both of those. But when you smash a market order, right? And this is why like liquidity is so important, and why it's important to trade on an exchange that has good order book depth, or else you're going to get killed by slippage. And it's also why like the bigger boys, the institutional players, etc., can't really be smashing like $10 million buys into the order book 5 times every minute, because they're going to get killed by slippage, right? Because let's say if this is your order book, these are all the limit orders in the sitting in the book, right? Like, you only have a certain amount of bid orders here, right? Let's say you have, I don't know, 10 BTC, like, at current market price, and you have, like, another 10 BTC that's, like, $10 lower, and so on and so forth. If you smash, like, a 1,000 BTC market buy order, it's going to have to go way down the order book to fill, right? And that's what we mean by liquidity, you know? So, yeah, fascinating stuff. What's up, Ty Blue? Facial hair on point today. Oh. Ty Blue, you might be my favorite person. You might be my favorite person today. I didn't even get that compliment from the Chroma team member who lives with me. She didn't even notice. But Ty Blue got it. Ty Blue got it. Do we know what that's called? I literally saw a TikTok. I'm doing my facial hair now based on TikTok. That's how brain rotted I have become. What's up, Mr. A? The man discovered fire. Well, no, I guess I knew these concepts a long time ago, but I never really put it all together. ICD is tip of the iceberg. I would say it's not necessarily the tip of the iceberg. It's the building block, because I still think that the way that I trade, and again, nothing has changed about the way I trade. I don't think that anything has changed about the way that I enter, exit positions, manage positions, but certainly the way that I, because like this is all stuff that maybe I had thought about before. Like, I always knew that liquidity was like breakout traders getting trapped and stops getting triggered, and like, I always knew that stuff, but having to write it down and explain it to people really makes you like turn it around in your head and examine it a bunch of different ways, and then you're like, oh, okay, so that's actually how it works. Because like, the thing is, you could be the best fucking trader in the world, but you might be a very bad educator, because to actually like, it's one thing to know that stuff and to understand it, but it's quite another thing to be able to explain it to people, and that's the that's the journey I'm on now. I think it's good to be open to all these opinions or different views, understandings of the same concept. Yeah, for sure. Ty Blue on a 5 stream streak. Let's go. Here for the facial hair. Yeah, let's go. Irish supremacy. McGregor is working on his facial hair. Yeah, he's working on something. What's up, Vert? Good to see you, bro. That's why our stops executed with minus 80% slippage. Yeah, something like that. Is it uneducated gambling if I lost it all? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Been going through the syllabus. It's looking pretty good. Lovely to read. Tons of alpha to learn. Great work from the team. Congratulations. Yes, sir, Finchy. And we have the next 3 modules dropping. Dropping in about 2 weeks' time. Module 8 is finished. Module 4 is almost finished. And then just Module 5 to go. And we're going to have next 3. And then it's that point we're almost 50% done, which is crazy. Anyway. Enough about the modules. Let's get into the first New York Open of the week. What are we thinking, boys? The predictions. Oh, vast majority of you are saying bullish. Vast majority of you are saying bullish. Get your predictions in. We only have about a minute left. We only have about a minute left. Thank you, Sis. And I also got to do the... yeah, we have about a minute left. I also want to do Veslin's chart request, which was UB. Yeah, I saw your chart in Chart Ideas. Ves, if you're still here. This is a very interesting chart. Very interesting. What's up, Killpop? Attenzione, Americane in 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Long to 80K when you see that it rejects. You guys have 40 seconds. 35 seconds to get your predictions in. At the moment, oh wow, it's completely skewed to the bull side. 102,000 florins on bullish and only 50,000 on bearish. You guys have 15 seconds left. What's up, Sakpoo? We're going lower today. This 1 hour market structure break won't hold, potentially. What's up, Ryoku? Appreciate the follow. Thank you, sir. And the predictions are closed. Okay, we got a big push at the end. We actually had a big push at the end for the Bears. But that's interesting. It's still a 60-40 split. And this is what we're dealing with as the New York bell rings. Yeah, the fact that we had this big push before New York Open makes me think down. I would be feeling the other way around. I'd be feeling 60-40 in favor of bearish. New York Open reversal watch. The thing is, we had the pump. We had the pumpa. Always happens at candle close. Financial freedom in 10. No, right. Yeah. The countdown. The countdown is on. You're bearish as F, Ryoku. I want to see your reaction to the 74-75 kV area. There is a famous Trackmania player called Ryoku, isn't there? I don't know. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ask me how I know that. Ryoku. He was a famous cheater, I believe. News pump before New York Open. Was that because Sailor's buying? You know him? Is that where you got the name? Ryoku. Sailor's not buying? I think he bought. Doesn't he have he has over 4% of the supply now? Such a fucking ridiculous number. You know him. There you go. Trackmania, what a game. Best of its kind for me. I'm not like I don't watch esports. Like I don't watch people play what is it? Defensive DOTA or like League of Legends or that shit, or StarCraft. That doesn't really appeal to me. But by Jesus Christ, I watched like an hour and a half of they had some Red Bull Racing esports event for Trackmania like last week. By God, I watched about an hour of it. Very addictive. It was a proposed temporary waiver on oil sanctions. Okay. McGregor is coming to teach that bum Holloway what is real striking. Isn't McGregor like 37 now? 38? And like hasn't fought in 3 years or something? You watch CSGO tournaments? They're fun with the boys. Yeah, I bet. McGregor is younger than me. I don't think he is. I could be wrong. No, not McGregor. Boyle. Conor McGregor. He is over 2 years older than me. Which is kind of what I thought, actually. Bro, I'm not 38. Come on. Do you see us grabbing liquidity above 98k and forming some sort of range between 60 and 100? Wow, 98k. If we go to 98k, I will be very bearish. Or sorry, very bullish. If we go to 98k, then everything has changed. If we go to 98k, then not only will we have broken above this prior value area and rotated to the top of that value area, but we will also potentially have like broken high time frame, like weekly structure. At that point, I would be looking for all-time highs. There's no scenario where I look for a liquidity sweep above 98k followed by new lows. No, sir. Am I gonna do crypto fight night in the future? I've been asked, to be honest, probably not looking likely now. I had surgery a couple of years ago, and to be honest, if I'm being quite honest, my body still hasn't fully recovered from that. There is definitely a weakness where the surgery took place, which is fine, expected, scar tissue and all the rest. But I would not say that I'm 100% still. And I'm also old. I'm an old man now. They're definitely gonna put me on. They're gonna throw me in the ring with some fucking 6'4" Dolph Lundgren, like some fucking German machine who's like in his early 20s, who's been on the keto diet for the last decade. What indicator name? It's Anchored VWAP. But I was actually asked twice to do it. The thing is, I think guys like me always get asked to do that stuff because I'm kind of big. I'm like a bit, and I kind of have like a rugby player's frame. I look like a bit of a brawler. I absolutely do not sound like a brawler, and I do not act like a brawler. That's absolutely not the case. But I kind of have the build of one. I'm kind of big. I'm 6'3". I'm like 103 kg, which is, what's that in pounds? 230 pounds. And I'm kind of fairly blocky looking. So guys be like looking at you and they're like, yeah, you'd be a good fighter, wouldn't you? Even though I probably wouldn't be. So I have been asked twice. But I said no both times. Who knows what the future holds? There was a fella fighting last time I was there who was fairly old. I think he was 39 or something. But he got gassed pretty quickly. You don't want to be doing a Michael Tyson on it, you know? You don't want to be doing a Mike Tyson. All right, we're going to look at... God, that's a horrible color. Gonna look at UB. Interesting chart. Wow, this is real bottom of the barrel stuff, is it? Oh no, they have a perps contract. VWAP anchored to yearly? No, anchored to the high. Anchored to the high here, which is, what is it, 6th of October, I think? Yeah. Very interesting chart, Veslin. What's my setting on the VWAP? Default settings. You think I should pull it here and anchor it at the low? Okay, we'll try. What's the low here? Here? I don't see much. I mean, yeah, it looks great, right? You know you're in Ireland where when you look out your window and there's just a tractor, a huge fucking tractor driving by. Not the candle body. You can also change VWAP settings to be wick low or wick top. Interesting. How about those fixed range volume profile on the BTC chart? Yeah, default, man. It's always default. Stop loss is large from here, so I'm waiting for additional confirmation. Yeah. I wonder, will we get something... Something a little bit more like this? I kind of like this. And it kind of satisfies the criteria for a high probability order block. So like something like this. Could be a very nice long if you got it. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. Kind of like that, not gonna lie. You're stood out on the street checking in because your apartment doesn't have Wi-Fi? Bro, that's commitment to the cause. Appreciate that. Bro is missing the action on BTC. So much action, man. Crazy. Can't believe I missed that. You didn't consider? Yeah, well, to be honest, these fucking shitcoins, man. Like, what's the market cap of this thing? USDT market cap. Unibase. It is 127th by market cap. Its market cap is just 380 million. So I wouldn't say it's you know, immune to absolute fuckery. I'm gonna take this off because not something that I personally would be using. But maybe we can look at something like this. Now that's kind of interesting. because of that POC level. That's good. That's really good to see, actually. So you're looking for this, basically. You're looking for this. What do you think of that, Veslin? Or maybe you were being a little bit more of a channel, Maxi. I don't know where that channel would be drawn, though. It seems like a tough one to draw a channel on. Because the top line, you're kind of doing this, and the bottom line, what are you doing? What are we even doing here? This? Something like that. I'll share that in the chat. Have you ever been to Cork Jazz Festival? I haven't. Heard good things, though. I've been in the city when the festival was going on, visiting some friends, and it was lots of college-age students getting pissed in the street and wearing suits. So good for them, but I felt like I was 60 years old. Good house club nights at the Jazz? Is there? They bring in talent. Talent, boy. The finest talent. I'll take your word for it. I'd say it's very good. Decent talent. I'd say it's pretty good if you're fucking in college. Oof. You're open to the idea of long in the W gap below. Sorry, on UB. What's the W gap? I thought it was around the Ring of Kerry. Thank you, Vert. You thought the Cork Jazz Festival was in the Ring of Kerry? That sentence doesn't make sense to me. Beautiful price action after New York Open. What are equities doing? Yeah. Heading down. Oh, the weekly gap. Like below here, yeah. The US shows flexibility on Iran nuclear limits, but offers only phased access to 25% of frozen Iranian funds. Interesting. The Dubai index, the property index. What's the ticker for that? I don't actually remember. Dubai residential? Was this it? Was this it? Dubai. Del Sol and Gregory Porter. Do you miss it, Desmondo? Up there in an even wetter and colder place. Lots of 40-year-old ravers. Interesting. What's the Dubai? I probably know the ticker if I looked it up. Dubai. Dubai. It's DFM Real Estate Index. Okay. DFM Real Estate Index. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Wow. Almost coming back to these lows. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Buy do dip. I was unironically kind of close to not buying property out there, but I wanted to move out there. Maybe set up a life. You're from Dubai? What are the vibes like out there? Am I planning to buy in Dubai? No, not anymore. Don't think I ever was, but the vibe is great when the missiles aren't flying. Yeah, I believe that. You're living on the Palm? Nice, man. I was there a couple of times. The Palm. The culture's not your piece of cake. It's a cool place. I like it a lot. I don't know would I live there. The weather in Dubai, very hot, but it's an interesting type of heat. It's quite dry. Like I've been in places that are very humid. Like I find Singapore is also very, very hot, but it's a little bit of a wetter heat. So you actually get you get pretty sweaty. Dubai is like dry desert heat, a little bit different. How we feeling on BTC, boys? Distributive PA. This distributive PA schematic kind of playing out, right? It really does look distributive. Retests of range lower for shorting. $43°C? Jesus Christ. That's crazy. We've never had that temperature in our country ever. Highest we ever had was 35. Venture capital DBX. What's that? What is that? My future. Well, I don't see it. Spooge now back above New York Open. $35 for you, 76% humidity. Where's that? For me, I'm looking at the window right now. It's raining. The skies are completely gray, and it's cold. Like it feels cold. It's probably like 10 degrees. Where do you guys trade stocks? I don't trade stocks directly. The only non-crypto trading I do is on crypto exchanges. So like for instance, on Glowfin you can trade like gold, silver, copper. I wonder what you can trade on Kraken. Tokenized stocks. You're in Thailand, okay. You need to hire someone with a big palm leaf to fan you and feed your grapes. Oh, a venture capital in Dubai. Gets rough for you, I believe. Yo, what's up, Ryoku? You transferred over. Made for me, especially. They're coming for your florins. Seven minutes to go. What coins do I hold? The only spot I have at the moment is Render, with a very small amount of ETH. My spot exposure is almost non-existent. I de-risked like 80% of my spot last August. And it's crazy to think, because so many of those bags, it was basically like a capitulation type deal where they were down like 60-70% from the highs. And I felt very reluctant to sell those bags. But if you look at those bags now, many of them like Ondo, Ordi, Arweave, many of them are like another like 70-80% down from where I sold, which is fucking crazy. Lots of those bags are like 85% down from like November 2024. Do you ever plan to buy spot crypto again? Oh yeah, for sure, man. I plan on going like heavy spot if we can. If BTC goes to the level that I want, I'm gonna try and configure it so that a decent chunk of my net worth is in BTC. But that wouldn't happen unless we got to 40k. Do I bother farming any airdrops? The only farming I ever did in my life was Paradex, and that was extremely disappointing, to say the least. Didn't farm Hyperliquid, didn't farm Lighter, didn't farm anything else. The only airdrop farm I ever did was effectively worthless. You switched for the prediction. There you go. It's scary how many people expect BTC at 40k. Do they really? I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people are hoping. I made a plan like 3 months ago, and I'm sticking to that plan. How is time doing? I have no idea. I haven't checked it. I presume. Let's look at it. I presume it's fucking down. Dime. Dime USDT. No, that can't be it, is it? That might be it. Dime USD. Is this it? This might be it. This looks familiar. Yeah. Not fantastic. I think that's probably it. Yeah. That's the chart. You have a good feeling about Aster? You hold Aster and you keep accumulating it. Yeah, I would like to be as bullish as you are on Aster. Hyperliquid is as well. I just don't think I'm ever going to get my spot orders, and that's okay. They did some shenanigans. Yeah, I think they could have handled things better. But look, I'm not here to criticize. At the end of the day, I am a grown-ass man. I made the decision to partner with them. I made the decision to farm the airdrop. And it didn't play out, and that's okay. That's just crypto. But yeah, little bit of a waste of resources. Is that a red flag that I'm more nervous about Florence than about my BTC position? Yes. Sui, I can look at Sui. We win some, we lose some, exactly. We win some, we lose some. Yeah, Aster, man, it's like, what the fuck is it doing? It's been barcode PA for like over 3 months now. I could see a scenario where we just do a violent, because this thing seems to be, it seems to be establishing a ton of value here. So like there's a daily FEG or daily inefficiency. There's like some kind of demand zone here, whatever you want to call it. Market pivot. I would almost be tempted to like put some bids down here and just see if they get filled like this with a V-shaped reversal. Because there's something very strange happening here. Very strange. $10 seconds left, boys. I don't think the Bulls are going to be able to carry it. So my guess was bearish, and it looks like that's going to be true. Sorry, 30 seconds left. I'm going to get ready. I'm preparing the choose outcome. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. GG the Bears. Aster is a weird coin and absolutely stinks of crime. Stinks of crime. It's a long-term investment for you? Yeah, for sure, man. There's something fundamentally unserious and sketchy about this chart, in my opinion. Especially given like who's involved. Cro-Magnon with the free sub. Can you comment in the chat, bro? Especially like given CZ bought some and it's the Binance DEX, but just, I don't know, dog shit price appreciation. I don't know, man. It just looks, what is this? Like, what is this chart? It just looks so sketchy. It looks so sketchy. We are his fodder, yeah. Gift a sub. There you go, sir. It just looks sketchy, man. So someone asked for Sui. We can look at Sui. I haven't looked at Sui in a while. Do I even have it on my watch list? Oh, I do. Wow. There you go, Cro-Magnon. This chart makes you want to chart SPY? Or Sui or Aster? How do you chart something like this? Aster. Like, what are we even doing here? It just looks so terrible. Nah, I wouldn't even touch this, man. I don't... This thing is probably coming back. This thing probably drops another 40 to 50% before bottoming it. Maybe you get something like this. That would be my guess. I think probably lower. I don't know. It's just one of those coins. This probably never makes a new all-time high again. Probably never. And with these coins, you're kind of asking yourself the question, like, why would you invest in this and not something that has yet to have its run, you know? What was the Sui pump about last week? I don't know, but look at the monthly. Is that what you want to see from a pump? Is that what you want to see from a coin that is pumped? Big ass fucking wick and absolutely the flattest fucking bottom. Oh, we have a baby wick. We have a baby dick. It's a 0.08% wick. My advice just to stay away. I don't understand the allure for trading these baby wicks. I remember when we were in school, I went to boarding school, man. And we used to try and just be as horrible to one another as possible. I remember that was something you would say to someone. That was something you would say to someone to really try and fuck with them. Yeah, we were just a fucking baby dick. They'd be like, you imagine saying that to a fucking insecure fucking teenager in boarding school. They'd be like, wait, what? What are you talking about? No, wait, bro, that's not true, bro. You're like, yeah, man. I saw it in the showers, man. I'm sorry. The fuck you, bro. That's a fucking lie, bro. Oh, we were horrible little shits. We were horrible little shits. You're biased to Sui due to work exposure. Okay, interesting. Ton looks better. We were looking at Ton, weren't we? Oh yeah, this kind of played out, didn't it? We did the little distribution squiggle up here. And from the top to the bottom, this is a 36% move. Yeah, sometimes you just know. Sometimes you nice TA, yeah, the old squiggly line. Yeah, Ton does look better. I still can't. How did I remember being so sweaty in that trade too. Oh, many such cases. Many such cases. Yeah. This is probably one that you look to get involved with, right? Isn't Pavel Dobrov pretty involved? Yeah, fuck, I don't know, man. Maybe here? I don't really know. Something like that. I don't know. Who the fuck knows with these fucking coins, man? You into boarding school too? What age are you, Desmondo? If you don't mind me asking. This is the weekly unicorn I asked you about. You're 42. Interesting. Going on 25. Pulse on XRP? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let's do it over here. They say 40 is the new 25. God, what was I looking at on XRP? This thing really retraced, huh? Very weird, but probably not the hardest to trade because it's a very clean range, right? Like if you were to just take this, yeah. It's actually kind of interesting. Probably one of those charts that gives you some very clean reads either way. Pretty simple approach here actually with XRP. Simple approach. Yeah, it's like just fucking, you gotta wait for liquidity to get taken and then you either short or long. Favor shorts in the red box. Favor longs in the green box. It is that simple. Then you mark your liquidity levels. Something like that. There's something like this. And then you just have some very simple levels to play from. Right? You don't touch price in the blue area. You look for longs down here. And you look for shorts up here. Very classic range-bound PA. That's effectively it, man. Very simple. You learn so much just from watching follow straw charts. There you go, man. Yeah. We do a little bit of arts and crafts, right? I appreciate that, though. That's a nice compliment. I think I spend way too much time making my charts look pretty, so don't replicate that. Brett. What's up, Nico Techie? Premium, don't diddle in the middle, discount. Exactly. Exactly. Is Cardano fucked? Cardano is always fucked. You need a Gala update. You need a Gala update. Urgently. Yeah, the fib template, yeah, I have a similar one as well, but sometimes it doesn't give you quite the accuracy that I'm looking for. Someone asked about Brett. Is this gonna be a fucking jump scare or something? Wait, what? Wait, what? Why was I... Okay. Okay, we were onto something back here, I guess. We were onto something. At some point. Where's that fucking drawing gone? Where is it? Bruh. Bruh. I'm pretty sure we drew this in November 2024. I think that's the last time I looked at this chart. So, I'm gonna give myself a B for this. We pretty much got this. So I get marks for that. Not quite as high as I was looking for. But then what really kind of hammers home is the rest of the PA, because that was the Pico Schmico top. Just down only since then. Why am I looking at this chart? It's a piece of shit. It looks terrible. It actually looks arguably worse than many other alt charts. Shocking. This was when everyone was saying you're going to see memes at 10 billion market cap, which is what I don't think we saw apart from Trump. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Trader SC. The Trader S is this Trader SC's meme coin? I know he has a meme coin, doesn't he? Is it Brett? Is it? It's a dog coin, isn't it? Almost called the top. Gala. Just why? Why? What's the logic here? It's dead. The coin is dead. No, you know what? I've seen some bad charts. This is the worst. No, this is actually the worst. I'm so glad. Who is that? Visalka. I'm actually glad that you showed me this one, because we looked at some bad charts. This is easily the worst. At least with fucking Sui and fucking Ton and whatever the fuck else. At least with Brett, there was some scam happening. This coin is dead. It's actually impressive. Minus 99.6% from the November 2021 high. It's impressive. It's impressive how dead it is. Is this the 10? Yeah, wow. I mean, and even it still managed to go, like, it was down bad and it still managed to go minus 85% on October 10th. It's impressive how weak this is. Imagine you just saw this part of the chart in isolation. You're like, wow, that thing's down so much. Look at these highs that it hit back in February 2024 and Q4 2024. Wow, it's down pretty bad. And then you start going back and you realize those two fucking highs are barely even registering on the high time frame chart. What do you think Cardano's always fucked? Cardano has been fucked since 2021. It's the same as any of these other charts, man. We already looked at Jupe. Yeah, we looked at Jupe. The Jupe is an interesting one because this fucking trend line that it seems to be respecting for some reason. I'm not in this trade, by the way. This was just an example. Trend line trade we were looking at. The idea being to take these highs. But I don't know. It's a pretty sharp rejection. 30% down in like a week. Thank you. Thank you, Kashi. Oh, SE runs Bert. Okay, maybe that's it. I don't know any of these coins. Bert, Brett. It's all the same to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult any Bert holders. Did you do peanut? Not, what's there to look at peanut? Are you just pulling bad coins? What's there to look at? It's a dead meme. Thanks, Omar. I will say that I nearly made 20 grand on this thing. Back in November 2024, Elon tweeted about Peanut twice in one night, and the first time he tweeted, I opened a long, and that was like here. And price like didn't move, it continued to chop, and my long was like, it kept on coming so close to my stop loss, and eventually I was like, okay, fuck. Originally I didn't have a TP, but I was like, fuck, I've almost been stopped out like fucking 3 times. That eventually I went to bed, and I was like, if I can just get this high, I'll be so happy. If I can just sweep this high, I think I made $2,500. I'd be so happy. And I woke up and it said TP hit. I was like, fuck yes, let's go. But what I didn't realize is that Elon tweeted about it a second time. And the second time he was way more explicit about it. It was something to do with Peanut dying and coming back as a warrior. I don't fucking know what the fuck it was. But yeah, I got in. My entry was like 4.7 or 4.8. And the following day or 2 days later, that thing was 2.4. And I had opened a $5,000 position. So it's not a lot. No, it was more actually, now that I think of it. It was a $10,000 position. It was a $10,000 position, and it was at like, yeah, 4 something. No, that was me. No, it's a $5,000 position. Sorry, it's a $5,000 position at 4 something, and this thing went to 2.5 eventually. So at its apex, it would have been a 20k win. Now, who the fuck knows? Maybe I would have fumbled that bag, but yeah, that was very tilting. You got in at 3 million, got out at 2 billion. Nice. It's your most successful meme trade. Nice, man. That's sick. The regrets I have from not selling in September 21 because everyone said BTC 100k are insane. I bet, man. I bet. Some regrets you probably don't want to talk about. Look, man, it's crypto. I have round tripped 6 figures at least twice in my life. I had a bag of Cosmic. I partnered with Cosmic, and I had an allocation of that bag that was worth like $130,000 at its apex, and I sold a ton of it. It went to 0. My render bag was worth over 100k at one point, and it's now down. It's worth like, I don't know how much it's worth now, 20k, 15k, 10k, something like that. It's down a lot. Who knows that meme checker which told you how much you fumble? Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Oh wow, BTC. Jesus. Yeah, look, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about BTC today. Because I already spoke about it quite a lot last week and the week before. I spoke about it a lot. And I had a lot to say about why I thought it was going to retrace, why I thought that this was a very logical resistance level, and why I was bearish on BTC when it was trading at 82k. So we are now down 6-7% from that level. I think my read has been vindicated. Even if we bounce here, I think there's a lot about that read that I got correct. This being a big resistance level, channel high, daily inefficiency, weekly inefficiency, daily EMA 200. And also just being the first time really that we had gotten into the premium of the dealing range of the impulse down, where shorts are favored. very first time. Interesting that we're resting at that mid channel. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised in the slightest. The next logical area to look for a bounce, in my opinion, is VAH. And the interesting thing about this is that if we come down and do something like this, that's great, fantastic. But if we come down and start doing this, then any retests of this level are for shorting, because the target at that point is a rotation down. And you're looking for a move like that. Because at that point, this whole move above VAH starts looking very much like a failed auction, a deviation. In which case you set your eyes on these sell side targets. Something like that. When should I diddle? The diddling starts soon. Don't worry. The diddling starts imminently. Imminently. What's up, Okanogas? What do you think about Tia? Tia is also a dead coin. Guys, I appreciate that some of you are holding bags of these coins, and I empathize with your positions. But please, please, please remember that most of these coins will never, ever, ever come back. I remember laughing about this coin like 2 years ago because of how down bad it was. And now I see that it is down even worse. It's down 98.23% from the high, man. What do you want me to tell you? It's fucking dead. It's fucking dusted. Done and dusted. This is also a terrible looking chart. I'm not sure which is worse, this or Gala. Gala is probably slightly worse, but this is easy second place. You're really enjoying the stream, just discovered today. Hey, I appreciate that. Grieche. Grieche. We stream every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. Same time. 30 minutes before New York Open. Minus 99% is a standard correction for shitcoins. But how many coins actually went minus 99% and then recovered? Very few, I think you'll find. I think you'll find that even like the strong coins, the Solanas, the ETHs, it was more like a 85%, 80%. Any thoughts on River? What is River, man? What do you want me to say here? What do you want me to say? It's just dead, isn't it? The worst drawdown on BTC. I think it was... Oh yeah, sorry, it was 90-something%. Pump Fun has started selling Solana again? What the fuck? Oh my god, Solana is fucking cooked. Wow. If you look at BTC, right? BTC is still basically in the upper part of the channel. It's above value area high. It's closer to the range highs than the range lows. You look at Solana and it's like, man, this thing's about to reach support level. It's like we're coming close to fucking range low here. That's really shockingly weak. Like if you draw this as a channel, if you draw this as an ascending channel in much the same way that we've drawn with BTC, something like this, we're almost at channel low resistance, and BTC is just starting to pull back. Lab is surprisingly still holding at RIP Lab. RIP Lab. I saw that crime coin though. I'm shocked that it's not dying because of the Zach XBT thread. There's nothing to look at. No, there are fucking fascinating charts. That chart that Veslin got us to look at, that's a really interesting chart. Pengu, also a really interesting chart. Another interesting chart is obviously Hype. I don't think there's much to do yet. LIT, another interesting chart. Lots of interesting charts, but people are like, hey man, can you look at my bag of chain link? Or hey man, can you look at my bag of polka dot? And it's like, brother, those coins are fucked. They're done. They had their runs. They ain't coming back. This crypto town deserves a better class of criminal. What, than just the pumping numbers? Bring us back to 2024 when we had the celebrity grift meta, right? All right, boys, I'm gonna call it there. Not much more to say, really. Yeah, BTC is kind of playing out like we thought it would. No major surprises here. I think that we're getting very close to the point at which, oh wow, why is this higher? Yeah, I guess you can pull this back, right? And then, yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on where you draw your volume profile, but we're getting to the point now where if we start losing these levels, you're looking for a rotation, which is crazy, but you know, staircase up, elevator down, guys, is what I've been saying. You get this corrective price action. It's low volatility, it's low volume. It's just enough to get the bulls to hope that all-time high. I mean, how many guys were calling for all-time high back here? Same guys calling for all-time high back here. Nothing against them, by the way. Everyone has their own read. Everyone trades their own books, but you get this, and it's just another correction. Complex pullback, boys. You know, we've been speaking. How many times have we spoken about this chart? Structural downtrend moves in impulses, pullbacks, impulse, pullback, impulse, complex pullback, impulse, even more complex pullback. But just because you're getting highs and lows and market structure here, and highs and lows and market structure here, doesn't mean that it's not just a structural leg, right? Especially since we retested this level. How many times did I tell you guys? That fucking happens all the time. We nearly got it here. When price is moving like this, so often you see that. People are like, oh, this is really hard to read. Like, how are you meant to read that? Brother. Right? And you know what? People call these things a million different things. Sometimes it's a breaker. Sometimes it's an order block. Sometimes it's support and resistance. It's the same fucking fundamental thing, man. It's the same fundamental thing. Just different approaches, different ways of looking at it. I'll leave that there. We'll come back to that later. People deny it every time until it's right. Yep. No worries, Nico Techie. Hope you're well, brother. Hope you're well. Just repeating pattern, not hard to read, but many people are lacking pattern recognition skills. That's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, boys. We're going to call it there. Let me jump back into this screen. We will be streaming 3 times this week. Next stream will be Wednesday. Again, 30 minutes before New York Open. Same time, same channel. The last stream then will be Friday. 3 streams this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll try and keep that flow going. Yeah, we're also, if you're in Chroma, we're doing the market roundtable tomorrow, which will be a 4th stream. I don't think we're doing the trading psychology stream this week, but maybe I think that's happening next week instead with Osra and Purdue. But yeah, that's about it, boys. We're going to call it there. Thank you very much for joining, as always. Appreciate you, Ty Blue. Appreciate you, Sis. Thank you very much. Yes, the Blowfin promo is still running, and so far, as I said, we've had less than $150 for the first, or for random 10 signups, and so far we've had fewer than 10. We've had fewer than 10. So good chance that if you sign up, you will get $150. And also, as I said, there are rewards for the highest volume and highest P&L. No worries, Beerlac. Thank you for joining. Scams used to be so great back in my day. Why can't they be great again? Exactly. Thanks, DK. Thanks, Film Ninja. All right, boys, we are going to call it there. Thank you very much for joining, and we will see you on Wednesday, same time, same place. Until then, try not to get liquidated, and we will catch you next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you. Bye-bye.